Well, hello there, sweet people. Welcome to a Sweet K channel. My name is Katarina, and as you probably realized from the title of this video, today I'm going to talk more about antihistamines and how to pick the right antihistamine for you. We are in a season of hay fever and different insect bites where we need to sometimes reach out and pick some antihistamine which will help us to survive this time of the year without any discomfort. As you might know, I did work in a pharmacy for more than 9 years, so I do have quite a lot of experience, and I also came across a lot of patients asking for help to pick a right antihistamine, and they had no idea or no clue what they are doing. So today I want to tell you something more about that to make your life easier and make your picking of the right antihistamine for you better and more effective. Let's get started. Today I will be talking about behind the counter or over the counter antihistamines, which you can easily get in any chemist in UK and probably all over the world, I can imagine. I have 3 simple categories of antihistamine. The first category will be cetirizine and loratadine. Second category will be product called Piriton in UK, but the active ingredient is chlorperamine maleate, or I don't know how to pronounce it, but the chlorperamine is the most important word. And the third ingredient will be product called Benadryl, which probably everyone knows, and the active ingredient, I never remember the name, acrivastatine. I think that's the right way how to pronounce it. If not, I'm really sorry. Don't be cross with me, don't be angry with me. But the Benadryl is the product who everyone knows. So let's look at all these 3 categories, and I will explain you something about them, what they are better for and how to use them correctly. First ingredient, very well known, probably loratadine and cetirizine, which are the most common active ingredient for treating hay fever. Loratadine and cetirizine are probably the best product to pick if you are suffering with the normal hay fevers, itchy eyes, runny nose, sneezing and all the other symptoms which we usually do experience while suffering with the hay fever. It is very important with cetirizine and loratadine to start taking them before you will develop the full hay fever reaction. So if you know your body and if you're suffering with the hay fever every year at the same season, I would recommend you to start taking them before you are actually in a full hay fever development, at least 3 to 4 days before, or straight away when you feel first sign of your hay fever coming and starting bothering you. It does take few days for cetirizine and loratadine to actually start working in a full power. You have to kind of build them up in your body. This is very important. Those 2 active ingredients won't work straight away. So this is where the problems is starting very often, that the people will take 1 tablet and they are expecting a huge change. But unfortunately with those 2 ingredients, they are very effective for the hay fever, but you have to keep taking them every day for at least few days. In my experience with my body, it usually takes me about 3 days for them to start working, so be patient. Difference between cetirizine and loratadine in action is not that big. Both of them work for me very well, and also they work for the customers which I recommend them to and explain them how to take them. People usually want something non-drowsy. They both could possibly cause a drowsiness. It's a very rare reaction, but it can happen. You never know. Everybody is different. Everyone is reacting different way to a certain medication. So it shouldn't be drowsy, but it could be. You are really taking only 1 tablet a day. So if you are reacting to this tablet with the drowsiness, just take it at night before going to bed. Have a good night's sleep and you should be fine in the morning. They are very convenient because, as I mentioned, you are taking only 1 tablet a day. Also, there is huge selection of products to pick. The most known probably will be Claritin, Zyrtec, Piritis, and many other products which you can choose from and pick from. You can buy bigger packs in a chemist which are more economical and more cheap. If you are buying it somewhere in a drugstore or supermarket, you won't be able to get a big pack, so I would recommend you to go to your chemist and get a bigger, more economic pack for you. The second group which I mentioned is product called Piriton. I don't think that Piriton do have any generic available in the market at the moment in the UK, so I think it's only one product with this active ingredient, but I might be wrong. I think that's what the actual situation is. If I'm wrong, I'm really sorry about that. As I mentioned, Piriton contains chlorperamide, which is active ingredient, which is really good and helpful with allergic reactions. From my experience, Piriton is great for bites if you do have reaction on your skin, or if you do have any reaction for food, or reaction for I don't know, washing up liquid or washing powder, or any reaction which is expressing on the skin. It will help you with the hay fever as well, but it's not the most efficient product for the hay fever because Piriton is drowsy. Most of the cases when people take Piriton, they will experience drowsiness, so it's not the most efficient one. I wouldn't really recommend to take it for hay fever because you have to take it at least 3 times a day, which together with the drowsiness will really affect the quality of your life. If you need to drive, if you need to work, Piriton is not the best choice of a medicine to pick, but as I mentioned, is really good, especially for the insect bites. Piriton will be the #1 product probably which will be recommended to you by any pharmacist or any assistant in a shop. If you are looking for antihistamine for reactions on your skin or reactions from a food or anything like that, Piriton should be something to consider. Also, loratadine and cetirizine will help you as well because you have to build them up in your body, is not the most convenient one. In this case, the Piriton will be better choice for you. The third product or third active ingredient which I want to talk about is Benadryl. I think everyone knows Benadryl. It is very well known. Benadryl is great for hay fever. It does have some disadvantages in my opinion. You have to keep taking it 3 times a day, and also it is very expensive because Benadryl doesn't have any generic or any competition in the market. The price of a product is really high, and you have to take quite a lot of tablets, so you have to keep thinking about it that, oh, I need to take it 3 times a day. It is more expensive, as I mentioned, but on the other hand, it works faster than cetirizine and loratadine. If you don't mind the price and if you don't mind taking tablets 3 times a day, then Benadryl will be probably the good option for you. If your hay fever lasts longer, if your hay fever lasts through the entire summer, for example, or spring, summer and autumn, then I would definitely go for cetirizine or loratadine because that will be more economical, and once you build it up in your body, it will help you to sort out the symptoms in your body and you don't really have to take it 3 times a day, and in a long run it will be much cheaper for you. Benadryl is good. I don't know, I didn't really like to recommend it very often, but some people like it, so if you like it, just pick this one and carry on using it. Just make sure that you are using it 3 times a day, because if not, you won't have the same effect or the same reaction of your body for the antihistamine. You have to be very careful with the Benadryl because they do have 2 products called Benadryl. One contains the active ingredient which I mentioned, and another Benadryl, I think it's called Benadryl once a day, contains cetirizine. So if you will pick that one, you can pick something cheaper, some cheaper alternative, and you are taking it just once a day. And again, you have to think about taking it in advance or wait a bit longer for it to start working. Antihistamines overall are very helpful, especially for the people suffer with the hay fever. There is so many people at the moment around which are really suffering and going through hay fever every single year or every single season. Some people are suffering through all year long, and it's really hard, and from my own experience, very upsetting, and it can really affect quality of your life. I know that my videos in past, or I'm always pushing forward using natural remedies and recommending using natural products, but unfortunately with hay fever there aren't many options from a natural world. If you do really have a very bad allergic reaction and it is really affecting your life, I'm all for taking antihistamine. You should be really reading the ingredients, or you should be really questioning what you are buying, because many products do contain decongestant as well. If you want to know more about the decongestant, you can check out my video, which I will link down below, about the stuffy nose and I was mentioning decongestants there. I would definitely go for the one without the decongestant because they are not good to use for a long period of a time. They are recommended to use only for 4 days, but hay fever is usually troubling us for a longer time, or at least I have never experienced hay fever in my life which would last 4 days. I don't really like to recommend the decongestant for hay fever. I did explain it more in my video. If you really want to know all my reasons and why I don't like it, then check out the video about stuffy nose. These are the basic informations which you need to know about picking your antihistamine. Of course, if you do have any long-term problems or any health issues, if you are taking any other long-term medication, you should be always talking to your doctor or to a pharmacist if you want to start taking any other medication. There are different medications for children, different medications for adults. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of me. I'm uploading every Tuesday and I have more videos coming at you, a lot of ideas, a lot of videos to film. I'm very excited. I hope you will come back to my channel and I will see you again. I'm looking forward to it. So enjoy your life and I will see you next Tuesday. Bye!